Jennifer, I write this letter because I know. I know what you feel when you wake up and everything still feels too heavy. I know what it's like to look in the mirror and not recognize yourself. Or worse, to recognize yourself and not like what you see. At 31, you feel like you've lost something along the way. That life didn't deliver what it promised. That all the effort, all the hope from years ago was in vain. But listen to me carefully now. This is not the end. You are not broken. You are under reconstruction. And you know what's most beautiful about all this? That even without believing, you are still here. And being here, Jennifer, is the first act of courage. You look back and wonder where it all started to fall apart. College, work, relationships. Everything seemed to follow a script. But then life did what life always does. It improvised. And in that improvisation, you began to lose yourself. There were so many expectations from others, so many silent demands, that you stopped hearing your own voice. But it's still there. Quiet, maybe wounded, but alive. And I'm writing because that voice needs to speak again. It needs to dream again. To make plans that are yours and yours alone, not the world's. Because your life didn't end at 31. It simply said goodbye to illusion, so it could make room for truth. Jennifer, if you stop now and take a deep breath, you'll realize you don't want to give up. What you really want is to find meaning, a reason, a why. You want to feel like your life matters, and that's valid. You're exhausted, I know, but behind the exhaustion, there's still someone who loves, someone who dreams of being free, who wants to be seen, respected, loved, but most of all, accepted. Accepted by herself, because if you could see yourself the way I see you now, you would never even consider giving up. You are not a failure, Jennifer. You are the result of everything you endured in silence, and that makes you extraordinary. The pain you feel now, this sense of emptiness, of stagnation, it is not permanent. It's a passage, a tunnel, and a tunnel, by definition, has an entrance and an exit. It doesn't matter how many times you've fallen. What matters is that you are reading this letter right now. You are breathing. You are feeling. That is already a new beginning. Maybe not the one you wanted, but sometimes, Jennifer, life breaks us so we can rebuild ourselves stronger, more conscious, more true. You're not behind. You are exactly where you needed to be, so you could awaken. If today it feels like everything is falling apart, understand this. It's the ground being prepared, so you can build something new on a solid foundation, your own. At 31, you still have time. Time to reinvent yourself, to change cities, to change your mind, to change love, to change you. The woman you'll be at 35 will deeply thank you for not giving up now. She'll look back and say, "I'm so glad I kept going." Because she will smile. She will love again. She will discover passions you can't even imagine today. But to get there, Jennifer, you have to stay. You have to hold on just a little longer. You're still going to write a book about all of this. You'll turn your pain into a bridge for other women. You'll tell them that once you thought about quitting, but someone, a letter, lit a spark. And that spark became a fire. A fire that burned away the remains of your old self and made space for someone new. Jennifer, you are not the woman who failed. You are the woman who survived and who is now ready to truly live. Because for the first time, without masks, without filters, you will allow yourself to be who you always were, even if the world doesn't understand, even if it hurts at first. So please, promise me this. Don't abandon yourself. Don't extinguish this light that, even faint now, still shines. Allow yourself to have bad days, but never allow yourself to believe that your existence is irrelevant. I write this letter hoping that, when you finish reading, you'll look at yourself with more compassion, with less judgment, and with the certainty that there is still a path. There is still beauty. There is still life, even if everything around you says otherwise. Because I believe in you, even when you don't believe in yourself. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough to keep you going today and tomorrow to try again. With Jennifer, if this letter reached a part of you that you haven't visited in a long time, it's because your soul is still alive, and everything that's alive can bloom again. You don't need to have all the answers today, not even tomorrow. You just need the courage to take the next step, even if it's small, even if your legs are shaking. The life you want can still be built, and it will be, with pauses, with stumbles, with tears, but also with discoveries, with laughter, with encounters. And when that new chapter begins, don't forget, it was this darkness that taught you how to appreciate the light. You are writing your own story, and there is no shame in having hard chapters. They only make the ending more powerful. Jennifer, I'm not a savior. I'm just a voice in the middle of your silence. But if this voice helped remind you that you matter, that there's still purpose, that your pain has a name but also a cure, then my role here is complete. Keep this letter. Read it again whenever loneliness hugs you too tightly. And remember, you are not alone. Even on the coldest nights, someone is still rooting for you. And that someone is me. Even from afar, even invisible in your daily routine, I'll always be here to remind you. You are stronger than you think, more valuable than you believe, and infinitely more loved than you imagine. With all the affection in the world, a warm hug from your friend, the postman.